So basically, like, he thinks that that's a more legitimate bug. Hello, and welcome to part 3 of my bug show prep video series. I did not know it was going to be a video series. I had no idea that I was actually going to be able to have so much footage that I would just keep having to be like, I'm running out of time. Cut this end off, and I'm running out of time, meaning like I don't have any more time to work on this video and it's too long, so I'm gonna cut it here and continue in the next video. So that's what we have here, and I think we're gonna have a part 4, and the part 4 will be the actual making of the bug. They feel like sculptures, but they're paintings, bug sculpture paintings, and it will be the last one, the end of the bug stuff, and on to a little bit about mermaid. And then if you have enjoyed this series or even enjoyed one of my videos, please consider subscribing, because I really enjoy experimenting and sharing what I've learned through my experiments with you. So in the last video, we reviewed the experiments that I had been doing and seeing how they turned out. And I practiced cake decorating techniques over and over that I had learned while we watched cake videos together. I think I'm getting somewhere, but this is making me really hungry. And this is not even stuff. I know I can't eat this. Like, I can't eat any of this stuff. But I feel like maybe I've missed my calling as a cake decorator. Now that I've done tons of different experiments, I've decided that the best way to do this is to make a bug relief with the watercolor ground. I want to know which watercolor ground is going to be best, and so that is my next experiment. While I was doing this, I was listening to the wonderful Melanie Murphy talk about her experience as a mother of young children, which I was once there. I can really relate to it, and I wish somebody had told me to ask for help the way she's doing right now.
I am not embarrassed to admit that I need my partner. Not that I just want him around. I need him.
The light dimensional ground was so much easier to work with than the very watery core watercolor ground.
I need help. I'm a mother of 2 small children, and I need help, and I ask for help, and asking for help doesn't make you a bad mother. It makes you a better one. Therapy really helps me to remind myself that when you take care of yourself, it helps you to take care of your family. That is for another video, but I want to talk about just the perception of people like me who admit that they, need their partner. Like, lads, codependency, right? That is such a misused word. Like, oh, if you're not completely okay on your own and fully satisfied on your own, then you must be codependent. I know how the word is actually used, but what I mean is like that word, because the word dependence is not a bad, dirty word. And when we think of codependence, I decided I was gonna try to see what it would feel like to paint on top of like a lot of layers of the ground. Then I used the core watercolor ground on top of the core cold press watercolor ground. I used those two to build up some layers to see what a very thick surface would be like. Note to self, don't test it. Like, why? Why did I need to touch it? Why? I don't know. It looked perfect, and now it's not perfect.
This one looks like nice and smooth. Looks like an insect that I wouldn't mind petting. Honestly. This one is ugly. And I think insects look like this close up, just ugly. Mounds of yuckiness,
Okay.
So
So you think I should go with the
I
lumpy?
think you should try both and just leave this lumpy and see what happens. But yeah, I do not like it, and that means it looks pretty real.
Okay.
This one looks lovable.
That one looks lovable. So it's probably crap.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So my Blick package came last night, and it has the materials that I think I'm going to use for the show, but I'm kind of stalling opening it because I feel like I need to finish this first. I need to paint it, and I'm just kind of overwhelmed. I mean, basically, I don't want to open the box because, like, I need to know what I'm keeping and what I'm returning, and I don't want it to get messed up or get any cat hair on it or any dog hair on it. And I guess I could just open it all up and put everything back in. That actually makes sense now that I'm saying it out loud. But also, it's just easier to just leave it in the box and finish what I have started, and then I can really enjoy my unboxing. I'll share my unboxing with you too, because that's always fun. But I need to paint these, and I'm totally putting it off. I'm putting it off because of perfectionism. I'm putting it off because I'm afraid that I'm gonna mess it up, and I don't have any more samples to play with if I mess it up. But ultimately, it's time to start like painting these bugs legit, because I'm already behind on the deadline, because I missed the email saying that, yeah, the bug show was on. Like, I knew since November that it was a possibility, but I missed the email that was at the beginning of March, like March 11th or something. An email was sent out, hey, we're having the show. I didn't check it until the end of March, and that's just a little bit of pressure to get this done. I want to get everything done by April 28th. So, or that's when we're bringing in our stuff. Here's another one that I'm did. Now this still feels a little bit like cold to the touch. Maybe because it's cold in this room. I mean, I'm sitting between a heat lamp and my heater. So I'm not cold personally, but the room might be colder than I realized. So I just wanted to share sometimes these struggles. I also kind of want to finish this one before I start on the other ones, but you know what? The reality is that this is probably not what I'm going to go with. This is easiest. This is the easiest thing. This is flat as a pancake. There's no relief. The relief is definitely difficult. I really haven't figured it out yet. But as my husband told me last night, so I'm thinking the bugs need to be like super smooth. But I'm looking at bugs really close up, and they're actually really furry and stuff. So I don't know why I've got it in my mind that bugs are like shiny and smooth. They're actually kind of bumpy. But my husband was looking at this one. So basically, like, he thinks that that's the more legitimate bug and the more legitimate texture for a bug. And so maybe I'll just go with that. Get the green, get the red, orange. Let's put a little bit more. Oh God. Oh, my wrist. Oops. I was easily able to remove the watercolor from the Aquaboard and the watercolor ground when I got some in the wrong place. And shortly after deciding I was brave enough, Teddy popped into my studio. Hi.
Okay.
Scary still?
Yeah, the pink colors make it a little bit more friendly.
So that's what it was originally going to look like. Were you imagining that?
How are you gonna put dots?
That's a great question. This is the base layer. So what happens with watercolor is you build it up in layers. So this is not done.
You can just put a pin like tick, 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 since it's raised.
I
mean, not right now.
I don't know what you mean. Do you mean cut out?
No, just like pin it like tick, 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 tick.
And what would pinning it do?
Because it's raised, it will make an indent.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know if that would work. We can try right now with like the back of a paintbrush. So
You need smaller ones than that though.
okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, this is bigger though than like, so we're doing it to that scale. So that's what you would see. That's the level of detail you would see.
Do it somewhere else so that you don't damage this just in case?
No, we can. I mean, that's actually pretty effective.
Yeah.
And it takes the color away. Oh, wow.
No.
Now, once it's dry, it probably won't take the color away. So that's what I would have to do now. Unfortunately, I'm not done painting.
Oh, well, once it's dry, it wouldn't take the color away. You don't want the color to go away because I think the indent is colored. Around the indent is not colored. That's probably what I would add later with white. But you do that and then you put the paint on top, or you do it after the paint?
We're making this up as we go along. So I don't have an answer for you there. I'm hypothesizing that once the paint's dry, it will have less of an effect. So let's find an area that I haven't painted yet that needs pigment. Okay, so right there. Let's make some marks and then we can paint on top. And I need green right in that area. Does it still show up the same? I mean, it's kind of showing up, right? I don't like this ground. This is too smooth.
Are you having fun?
Actually, like, I don't usually feel like anxious or stressed before I'm making a painting, but I'm feeling like pressure because these materials cost so much money. Normally I don't care, but a board is significantly more expensive than a piece of paper. However, these particular boards were a 6-pack or a 4-pack, and they weren't that expensive. It was 4 of these for $10, so it's not super expensive. Then you've got the cost of this stuff on top of it. It's just a little bit more pressure to get it. Oh, and also I need to get it done in time. I need to get 3 big paintings done by the 28th, or not. I could just turn in 1 painting, but I really like doing this, so like I theoretically like doing this. Yeah, so yeah, I'm having fun. I mean, it's super cool painting on a raised surface, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm doing a good job though, and that's hard. But maybe it'll look better when I'm done. Having Teddy pop into my studio and give me some ideas and having someone to bounce some ideas off of was really nice. But I was really feeling disappointed with how every single painting was turning out. It may have been that I just don't really love a lot of magenta in my paintings, but I just didn't like the surface I was working on that much, so I experimented with doing the exact same bug but on paper. Then I decided to do the experiment on the core watercolor ground, but it wasn't raised. It was completely flat, just to see if that was what was messing with my head.
We're all technically codependent. I don't believe in the idea of independent people anymore, especially after the pandemic. Like, that experience surely has taught us all that we all rely on each other all the time for everything. Research into the fact that, like, when you partner up with somebody and get attached to them, you actually, like, you regulate each other's breathing and the hormones in each other's bodies, and like your blood pressure, your heart rate. It's as if you're not separate entities anymore.
I love how much Melanie always teaches me about self-compassion and mental health. The surfaces weren't terrible to work on, but I just wasn't happy with the results. So eventually I broke out the gouache, hoping that might help things a bit. It didn't. Okay, so totally not happy with how this insect is turning out. Like I said, it looks better on camera. I don't like how it looks in life. I think that the difference between real life and camera is that the camera flattens things out a bit, smooths them out. This is really lumpy. I just don't feel like I'm capturing the essence of it, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the kind of painting that I'm doing. I added this on top of it. I still feel like it's not shiny enough. I don't know, it's just not working for me. So I'm going to do some more experiments and I'll let you know what I think. But before we do any more experiments, let's clean up the mess that we've made over the last couple days with all these experiments. So maybe that'll help me reset a bit. Let's open the Blick Box and do a little bit of research about Victoria, because I really want to take my son out to a restaurant. I really struggle to eat at restaurants, and I want to see if I can at least find one that I can eat at. It's not like I didn't know that right there. I knew. Okay, so I feel really silly about this box because you see that it says brush. I needed it delivered by Thursday, Well, I wanted it delivered before that because I was hoping that I would know what I was doing in time. Woo! To get as much painting done as I could before I leave for Canada. Spoiler alert, it's Monday. And voila. The mess is gone. Spoiler alert, it's Monday. I still don't know what I want to do for the bug, so I didn't open the box. Also, I've been feeling terrible, very tired. So I also didn't get as much done on the bugs as I would have liked to. Plus Easter, visiting people. Okay, so here's a Stay Wet palette. I'm going to use these with my acrylics. That's exciting. I don't think I'm going to use it for this project, but I have it in case I want to. I have ordered 8x10 Aquaboards. They did not have these in store. Didn't have to have them rushed to me apparently. Oh, I ordered 4 of them in case I screw up because I want to do 3. So the point is, I've gotten a size 8x10 and I've also gotten a size 11x14. These are what I really want to use. I'm not sure if the gallery has space for this, but they didn't tell me no. And I just love opening the colors. The colors are the exciting part. Okay, let's start with what I can get out. I got a large titanium gouache, acrylic gouache. A Winsor & Newton light green. That's kind of been my color of the year. Are these light greens, and Winsor & Newton was one of the first brands I tried. Actually, it was the first brand I tried of watercolor, but I also was using Daniel Smith for greens. So I didn't really have any green watercolor, and now I have my nice light blues. I've got a cobalt turquoise. Did I order 2 of it? Oh, I must have added it to the cart twice. And that's when, you know what's odd? Is that they look like they're 2 different colors. Oh, it's cobalt turquoise light. Okay, I remember doing that. That's what I thought. I just couldn't see the light here. Okay, so, and then we've also got Verdian, which I really love in my core watercolors. Look, it's stuck. Come on. Maybe I need to open the other end. Okay, and then that lovely green that I've been enjoying. I picked ice green, sepia, for a dark color for acrylic gouache. I only have a few acrylic gouaches and I don't know how much I'm going to use them. One of the things that I'm hoping to do in Canada is actually go to a bug museum. I didn't know it existed until I was looking for food with my husband. He was like, oh, that looks like a place you'd want to go. And I was like, wait, I wasn't even, like, I was like searching through Google Maps and like this place popped up and I completely ignored it because I was more focused on the food, but he noticed it and I was like, wait, a bug museum. Yeah, maybe I can get some better reference photos than what I'm finding online. This praying mantis one seems okay, but the other ones, maybe not so much. At least not for the style that I'm doing. And because I think I'm just going to have to pay for reference photos because I've just gotten a lot pickier than the last time I did this show, I guess. And I'm not happy with what I found on Pexels so far, so I'm looking at Pixel Bay, or I don't know. I'm willing to pay if I could just find something. Oh my gosh. No. I was gonna say I'm gonna try DALL-E E, but the thing is those are fake. So like, I don't want to make a fake bug. Let's hope I get to the bug place in Victoria, BC, and take some really amazing shots. Before we go to Canada, I'm going to take advantage of the new clean table. I wanted to practice a bit more with the very thick ground that I created because I was pretty sure that that's what I was going to do. I want to have a very clear understanding of how I'm going to execute this once I get the reference photos I want. I also wanted to check which had better coverage, the PH Martin's white or the M. Graham titanium white gouache. And I also wanted to mess around with gouache a little bit more. I didn't think I was going to use gouache, but I wanted to just make sure that watercolor was really how I wanted to go. Do some experiments with the background to make sure that I pretty much know what I want to do when I come back. I gave the salt and rubbing alcohol one more try on the Aquaboard just to see if that was something that I wanted to do. I really wanted to do kind of like a rainbow kind of thing, but my experiments showed me maybe that would take away from the bugs.
Still playing around with this, huh?
I've spent the day designing what I'm gonna do, and I just want to test out if I can do the background. I'm trying again because it didn't work, but I'd like to do something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So if I could I took a picture of this and then decided which images I want where with which colors. So I'd like to do that. I just don't know if this material allows. Okay, I've worked enough. I've done enough. We're as good as it's gonna get. I'm taking my kid on a trip. As per usual, I took a ton of footage in Victoria that I may or may not ever make into a video, but I do have included our Victoria Bug Zoo footage. Here I got some amazing reference photos that I was able to use for my bug show. They didn't want me to film any of their staff. I didn't. I say I didn't film, but I did film. I just didn't film. I just filmed the bugs only, which was fine. They didn't want me to film in there, but like I would have anyways. But I'm all done and learned about some insects that I had never seen before. Madagascar, something or other, and I'm really excited to try to draw that one. Thanks for joining me. We have one more bug video, at least bug series of this year video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.